I'm Greg Jeske. Wisconsin is on pace to have its worst year of layoffs since the Great Recession. Last week was indicative of the kind of year it's been so far for state workers.
Over the course of 2 days, the state announced mass layoffs at 3 companies, McCain Foods, Excel, and Eaton Corporation. The 3 are cutting a combined 310 jobs. It's the first 4 months of 2015 are any indication. Wisconsin is on pace to see the largest number of layoffs since Governor Scott Walker took office. Tonight,
our Capitol Bureau Chief Greg Newman is digging deeper into how much layoffs are increasing and why.
Over the last 4 years, the Department of Workforce Development has seen layoff notifications range from a high of over 9,000 in 2011 to just over 6,000 last year. But this year, Wisconsin is on pace to top 10,000. Democratic lawmakers and business groups are at odds over who or what is to blame. Just last week, 93 employees at the Eaton Corporation in Watertown and 119 workers at McCain Foods in Fort Atkinson learned they would be out of a job by the end of the year. They're among more than 3,500 employees statewide put on alert since January 1st that they will be laid off.
I just think our economic climate is not very healthy here.
Democratic State Representative Deb Kolstey of Janesville sits on the Assembly Workforce Development Committee and says workers are feeling the pinch.
We haven't created an environment where there's been robust wage growth, and we are a consumer nation, and if people aren't spending money, then we don't have job growth.
Uncertainty is the enemy of economic growth.
Bill Smith with the Wisconsin chapter of the National Federation of Independent Businesses says their reports show consumer spending is down nationally in 2015, leading to a lack of optimism among small employers.
Which means they're not going to add to their inventory, there'll be no capital spending, there'll be no hiring, there'll be no job creation.
He says the Obama administration needs to lead on economic growth policies.
Tax reform, regulatory reform, legal reform, the things that really restore certainty.
But Representative Kolstey places the blame directly on Governor Walker and specifically his budget for creating so much uncertainty.
I think our state is in a lot of hurt, and it needs to find ways to get businesses growing.
DWD officials say layoff notices only paint part of the picture, pointing to other brighter indicators like the state's unemployment rates, which is at nearly a point lower than the national average, as signs that it's too early to tell what's ahead for Wisconsin's job picture in 2015. Greg.